What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonia Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How was your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. Make sure you guys.
Dude,
you
suck,
gotta keep
man.
screaming every time.
You need to start giving me my applause. I want an applause. Yes.
Well, we need a studio audience so we can get an applause.
That is my studio audience. Give me an applause. There you go.
There you go.
Every episode.
Need it.
I do. Yes.
There's nobody here. We got a dog laying down right here.
I got a good imagination. You should know that.
Yeah, I know. I do know that. So before we get started, make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. When you guys go there, you guys can watch the podcast there. You can listen to it there. You guys can see all the ways that you can follow us there on our social media. You guys can send us a message there. You'll see our resource list, which is that's the first thing that'll pop up on the website when you guys go to it.
What is a resource list?
I'm glad you asked. Thank you. What that is a collection of books, podcasts, videos, things that have helped kind of change our mindset when it comes to marriage, parenting, finances, all kinds of different things. And kind of like we've talked about before, how, you know, our hope is that this podcast at the minimum will spark an idea of thinking about things maybe a little bit differently about certain things or whatever.
It's all about getting better together.
Yep. And that's a free resource list that you guys can download. You just put in your name and your email and you'll be able to download that. And like I said, you can follow the podcast there. You can see ways that you can support us. And one thing that we hardly ever do, because we need to get better at podcasting, is wherever you're listening to this podcast, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the share button, the notification bell, the review, the comments, the follows, all that shit. Because we never do that.
I know.
We never do that. Fucking every video on the internet is fucking like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We fucking never do that.
This is what I know.
So go ahead and do that, please.
There are people out there that we don't even know that are listening to the podcast that are actually enjoying the podcast, right? Like we get messages sometimes, or we'll be talking to somebody and they're like, hey, I love your podcast. We're like, oh, you listen?
Yeah.
Look, reviews, right? You can leave us a review on iTunes.
I think iTunes is the one that, at least for podcast purposes, that's the one that has the most weight. Like the higher your rating on iTunes, the bigger the podcast gets.
Got it.
So, but YouTube is also big, and this is a video podcast. So if you guys would follow us on YouTube, Facebook, we also have all the videos on Facebook as well. So you can follow all of our social media, like I said, on oppositesattractpodcast.com.
Good job, babe.
There you go.
Good job.
So I just got back from another trip.
Yes.
Man, and you know what? I'm glad that I'm back, that it's over, because these last, like, I don't know, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, like it's been just travel back. Like I would travel, come home, travel, come home. And it's just been back to back to back lately.
Yes,
and it's been a pain in the ass.
I wanted to get into some stuff about that.
Yeah.
And so you were gone for quite some time.
Yeah.
This time around.
Well, babe,
4 days. Dude, it was 4 days.
Usually it's 3. This time it was 4.
It was supposed to be 5.
It was supposed to be 5.
Yes. Am I not wrong?
Yeah.
Am I wrong, or am I right? That this is the longest you've been
I was gone an extra day.
Okay. So, yes, it is. Just say yes, baby.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
Holy shit. Yes, babe. You're right.
You're right. You're right.
And
technically, you're right.
And it was good. I mean, during, I spent a lot of time with the kids. I started my coaching classes, you guys.
Yeah. So you were doing the coaching
for 5 days.
The entire time that I was out of town.
Yeah.
So
and
I left.
It started on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was it was life-changing. It really was. And what's so crazy is that.
What did you like best about the information that you received?
Well, thank you.
That's what they taught us in our
business. I am very spiritual, as you all know.
Yeah.
And I have been praying for God to put forth the person that is supposed to lead me.
Yeah.
And you never know. I seen my friend, Misha Lewis, who started her coaching business. She just got her book, her book out. She's now an author. And I saw that and I had reached out to her and I'm like, hey, how's everything going? Blah, 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 blah. And I was looking at all these other courses out there that were $20,000, $22,000. And she said, hey, I think, take a look at her. Her name's Sonja. She spells it Sonja, just like you. No.
Yeah.
Take a look, see if she's the right fit for you.
And you signed up for the class.
And they had a free class, and I decided to do that. And then they had a VIP where you can actually get connect with her.
A little bit more information, yeah.
Yes, and get closer to her, And so I decided to do that. And before everything started, I made the decision that I was going to fast so that, I can be clear, and that, just there's something about fasting. That's a whole nother topic and podcast, but there's something about it where it just really, and maybe it's because you're starving. No,
maybe,
but
I'm dying.
I'm
actively dying
to meditate and pray, and things come so. I know this sounds crazy,
you know what? That
but
makes
clarity.
That makes a lot of sense. Like meditating and praying, like wanting to meditate and pray while you're fasting makes sense. Playing a game of flag football while you're fasting does not make sense.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
But I feel connected to a deeper self, like myself when I pray, and it's just it's calm. Weird because when I journal and I'm journaling, like the answers seem to come. What?
Don't let me forget. There's something that the engineer that I was hanging out with on this trip told me about dreams.
Okay. So my prayer was that for confirmation, is she the one? Is she the one that's going to mentor me? Is she the one that I'm going to follow? And absolutely. The first time I get on, the Zoom presentation, listening to her, and she's very spiritual as well. And the confirmation was coming one after the other. And so, I decided to take the leap and go further with her.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, Miguel wasn't here. And of course, there's nothing's free, right? Coaches need coaches and, training. This is something that I've never, ever done. And change is very difficult. Change is scary. And a lot of people turn the other direction when change is involved, right? Like it's just hard, breaking out of a relationship that you've been in forever, knowing that relationship is not for you, right? Yeah. Changing careers, making that decision, you know that you are not walking, you're on your path, your journey. That it's supposed to be something else. Yeah, something different. But you've been with this company for 10 years, right?
Who are you talking to?
Years. It's very difficult to make that change. And so this is a whole new career for me. Even though I've been coaching, I say since 2006, because Legal Shield, I did a lot of coaching. I did a lot of mentoring in that. We had a big team, in different states. And I truly enjoyed and I loved Legal Shield. And I was passionate about the service.
That was a big part of it.
But what I realized when I was journaling is that the reason why I love sales is because of the people. It was because of it's the coaching.
It's always been the
interaction.
It's, you know what? And now that you say that, thinking about even the notary business.
Yeah, exactly.
The best parts of the notary business were the people that you met. It wasn't the work that you were doing. It was the people that you were meeting.
Yes. And the story, right? And connecting with them, because I would come to you and tell you stories about situations that they've been in and how they open up to me and start revealing to me things that they've never revealed to anyone else. It's like,
that's why you should be doing what you're getting into.
And when I made the decision, you guys, and hopefully, I know someone's watching this and needs to hear this. When I made the decision that I was going to start looking into coaching, I was thinking of becoming a counselor, a therapist, all of that. The reason why I decided to go with coaching was because as a counselor, I would have to be licensed in Arizona and Arizona only. And the same thing as a therapist. And you and I, with this podcast, we may start traveling. I don't know what my future looks like, but I know as a coach that I can do that in different states. And if God leads me, once I start on this path, if God is telling me you need more, right? Like you need, I will know. He will direct me to where I need to be, but this is where I'm going to start. But when I made that decision, you guys, I was so scared. I felt the most resistance ever. And normally I don't go through that. Normally it's like, ooh, I have an idea. Ooh, let's do it, right? Like let's jump in it. Let's do it. But for some reason, when it came to coaching, I had the most resistance. I was full of fear because it's like you're walking into the unknown. You're doing something that you've never done before. Yeah. Right? Like this is what I'm journaling journaling and talking to myself. And, why am I being so, what is it that's holding me back?
Yeah.
What's going on within that I'm not taking the step. And, I have a lot of great friends and great mentors. And I give, Bill Soroka a call, who you've guys seen on here a couple times. Yeah. And he's told me, he's like, Sonja, he's like, the reason why you are feeling so much resistance is because this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
That's why. And he said, there is a book and it's called The War of Art, and you need to read that book.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, I start reading this book and it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And while she's coaching me, right? She's telling me that I am more than capable of making $1 million.
Yeah.
And that she's going to show me exactly how to get there. And in my like every part of me, I'm like, I don't see myself as a millionaire, but I really don't care to be a millionaire either. Because if making $1 million means that I lose myself,
yeah,
or I'm disconnected from you and the kids.
That's kind of like that Amazon video thing that I found and I showed you. Mm-hmm. Because she was talking about being a millionaire, but being a millionaire in a different way.
Yes.
Being a millionaire where you impact millions of people, where you serve millions of people. Right. Being a millionaire where, it's not just the monetary millionaire.
Right. It's like and that's, what I told her, and she said, Sonja, you can have it all.
Because I think if it is just the kind of like the song we were, or the rapper thing that we were listening to, this guy, J. Cole, he was talking about like when you're focused on the money, like how you lose yourself.
Right.
Like the money is never going to be enough.
Yes.
If that's what's important to you, it's never going to be enough.
Right. Right. And so, and I made it, very clear. Like I don't need to make $1 million. I said, what drives me is making a difference. My heart is also with the foster industry, right? I've always had a heart for the foster industry. Yeah. And what excites me when I think about making a lot of money is being able to donate to those nonprofits, being able to give, being able to do, make a change in the world with what I'm doing.
Now,
the money, the message, all of it.
Now, you were saying that the money, like it's not about the money, right?
Not at all.
Is there anything wrong with making millions of dollars?
Well, this is the thing. So when I started I felt like a knot in my stomach. So here I am, as I said, fasting. I start journaling and I start figuring out, what is why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
And that was my conclusion. Is anything wrong with it? I mean, no, if that's what you want to do, if that's where you're at, then go for it. I'm just saying for myself, if I am traveling the world, do you see what I'm saying?
What if you're making millions, donating millions, helping millions? Like, what if you're There's people.
Right.
Yeah. If you're genuine in your purpose, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
you can have success in different places.
Yes.
And money can be one of them.
And as long as I know my priorities today, I know my priorities. And you and the kids are my priority.
Right.
And my health, my spirit, I know who I am today. And it took me 45 years to realize who I am, to be honest. I feel that I am so grateful for every challenge and every obstacle that we've had together, and that I've had, that me personally just walking through.
Yeah.
But I'm okay now. Like, I could see how I can make $1 million. When she wrote it down, when she wrote it out for me, I'm like, I can see myself doing that. I can be a millionaire. And you want to know what I did? It took me a long time to really not just... because I don't want to just say it because, that sounds cute.
Yeah.
Right? But the way she's showing me how to go about doing it, I can make $1 million without losing myself and losing the love, what we have. What we've built. Because I know my priorities.
Right.
And what I'm doing
and that's
is
the thing.
Not for the money.
And that's the thing, is that if money is priority number one,
mm-hmm.
you'll never have enough of it.
Right. And what she told me is that she said to have a conversation with the kids.
Yeah.
And I started journaling down my history, right? I started journaling down how I showed up as a student when I was going to high school, when I was going to college, my jobs, because I wanted to get down to what was within me, because I know that it's going to take dedication. I know that it's going to take early mornings. It's going to take effort. Do I have that fight? Do I have the thing that I
Discipline,
need?
Effort.
Exactly.
Right.
And all of that scares the shit out of me, right?
Discipline equals?
Freedom.
I bet Ian likes that when we say that.
So then... here I go. I'm writing in my journal and I'm asking God to help me answer this. How was I showing up? How am I showing up? How did I show up?
Yeah.
Right? Have I been, and as a student, I did well. I worked hard. I knew I wasn't the smartest, the smartest kid, but I had to work harder. I had to study more. Right? I had to really put time into my education to get the grades that I got. And I was talking to the I was explaining this to the kids. And because we always tell the kids, whatever you do 100%. Yeah. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm talking to the kids about this, right?
Right.
Yeah, I understand. If you're not as passionate, you're not going to show up 100%. Yeah. I had to recognize that, because when I started journaling, I started to beat myself up, especially when it came to jobs, because I'm looking at my jobs and I've always been a salesperson. I didn't see this until I started writing everything down, but I would kill it in the interviews. Any job I wanted, I got, but I played small. When it came to growing within my jobs.
Yeah.
Right? When I worked for a title company as a receptionist, I was young. I would show up with no sleep sometimes because I was partying. You know what I'm saying? Like I would
do what you got to do.
I would show up late.
Well, I don't know about that.
Listen, and this is the stuff that I had to be honest with.
I don't know about that. I show up hungover.
For real. Like I'm being honest.
Yeah, I get you.
And it's like, I could have been an escrow secretary. I could have maybe been an escrow officer, but I didn't know that environment wasn't for me because it was so stressful.
Right.
Like, everybody was not happy. Like, it was just very...
You didn't know you didn't want it.
Right. And then when I started working for a law firm, it's like I did teach myself what I needed to learn to get to the next level. right? Because I went from making $13 to $10 an hour because I wanted to get in the legal industry and get my foot in the door. And I did. I taught myself a lot within that industry. And I was telling the kids this. I said, you know, they started paying me $10 an hour, but I stayed with them for 2 years and then joined another law firm that recruited me, and they were paying me $19 an hour. But when they were paying me $19 an hour, I could have went to school to become a certified paralegal. I could have done better, but instead I was so busy just having fun. You know, I remember taking long lunches and showing up late. You know what I'm saying? Like I did the bare minimum. And because I had a great personality, that got me places.
You could get,
Oh, let me tell you. And I was cute. So personality, and I had the looks, and I can talk a good game. And so here I am.
That's a good point. I mean, just that like as a career thing, because I'm somebody that's like an introvert. Like I really don't want to go to extra shit. You know, extra meetings and meeting people. And one of the things that has made a big difference, I mean, is a lot of the extra stuff that I've done in my career and meeting people. And even if you don't want to do it, if you want to further your career, sometimes, I mean, people talk about it, it's like maybe it's kissing ass or whatever, but what it is it's a familiar face. You just get around and you meet all the people that are around and you see that familiar face. Like, oh yeah, I remember them. They were sharp, whatever. But yeah.
So I'm telling this to the kids, you know, and then I went from $19 an hour, and then I got recruited from another law firm, and they were going to, you know, pay me, you know, double that.
Yeah.
Right. $45 an hour. And I'm just like moving up. But I never felt like I was doing what I needed to do to earn that income. Like I felt like I was just kind of skating by. You know how we talked about that employee?
Well, babe, but also at the same time,
I was young.
You were young.
I was young. Okay.
At that age,
let me beat myself
working.
up, please. I know. Let me beat myself up.
Working, making money, partying.
So, then my attorney that I was working for at the time, he seen that I was probably a better entrepreneur. He's seen it in me because he gave me the opportunity. He said, I will pay you, because I was working for a real estate law firm at this time now. He's like, I will pay for your real estate license.
Yeah. And?
I declined it.
Yeah, you should have taken that. If he's going to pay for it, you might as well. You know what I mean?
I declined it.
Yeah.
But that's when I was introduced to Legal Shield.
And that's when you met me.
And that, you guys have no idea. Like and then I was given an ultimatum between Legal Shield. They let me go.
I thought you were about to tell some fucking fairy tale story. And that's when we lived happily ever after.
Be quiet. Let me share my story. So then after that, right, I was let go. They found an LLC. I opened up an LLC, you know, and it was Sapiens Affordable Legal Services. That's my maiden name. And he saw that, and I was laid off. But I had already reached the executive position with Legal Shield.
Yeah, you were doing good.
So I'm saying all this to say is that when I'm beating myself up, I call my sister Lorraine, and she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you did great. She's like, the reason why you weren't putting that extra effort is because you weren't passionate about any of that. She said, so what are you talking about? And before she had mentioned that, that's what God was telling me.
No.
He's like, you did everything you were supposed to do to get you where you are today.
That is true. You know why? Because the reason that I got to where I'm at is because at that time, I was passionate about getting to a certain position so that I could help the people that I used to work with. But when you start realizing certain things, you may not want to go for that position when you see some of the things that happen. But when that is your intention, you do have that. Like if you're passionate about it, at that time I was, and it's like, you know what? I'm doing the extra stuff, doing this, doing that. You know what I mean? So you will put in the effort if you're passionate about what you're doing. Right.
And so here I am beating myself up in the journal, but it's good because it's my truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, you know, I don't want to lie to myself and be like, oh my God, I'm so amazing. And I always gave it 100%. And I'm talking to the kids about this and I'm letting them in because I want them to see, you know, I want them to hear that, you know, mommy's not perfect. Like mommy's not perfect. You know, like you're young, and then it's like once you get to a certain age, things become, it's like now you can see. Like you're looking at life with a clear lens. And if you don't journal, you need to start journaling and self-reflecting. Like how am I showing up in the world? Because a lot of times we can bullshit ourselves. We can bullshit ourselves and lie to ourselves and then believe our lies. You know, but when I started to self-reflect, you know, I was always like a go-getter. Always a go-getter, looking to see, okay, how can I get better? How can I expand? Because most people are not going to, the one law firm that I worked with for 3 years, where I was making $19 an hour, I loved them and they loved me. And I probably would have ended up retiring with them if I did nothing else. But it's like, Sonia, how are you going to get further in life? You were given this opportunity to go, you know, and better yourself at this other law firm who's willing to pay you much. Are you know, and at the time there was a bit of fear, but I knew that this is something that I had to do. Yeah. And that's the one thing when I was young, I was never scared of taking risk. I was always open and ready to, you know,
try something.
Yes. You know, so I'm talking to the kids about this and I'm telling them that what I'm doing for the coaching. And I talk to them. I'm like, would you guys be okay with mommy making $1 million? And they look at me. Joey looks at me and he's like,
can I get a new transformer? Yeah. He's like, if you get me a new transformer, I don't give a shit what you do. Pretty much.
But I told them at the beginning that was very hard for me to swallow. I said, because I can tell, you know, you guys are very important to me. And you guys are my priority and your daddy. I said, I'm not willing to make $1 million if it means that I'm not, you know, building moments or a relationship with you guys, because you guys are my priority. And I said, and if you guys are okay with me doing this, I said, I need your help. I need your help. Because there's going to be days where I don't want to do what I have to do. And I need you guys to hold me accountable.
This is something that we've had to do this before. This isn't I mean, you're doing this right now for your coaching thing. Mm-hmm. But I know we've also had this talk, like when it came to our old business, you know, because any business that you try to start is going to take time. It's going to take time away from the family. And kind of like we talked about on some of the previous podcasts, like you have to weigh out the priorities.
Right.
Sometimes you do have to go to those meetings. Sometimes you do have to leave the family behind to get done what you need to get done.
Right.
But then there's times when you have to say enough is enough. I need to hang out with my family. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we've talked to the kids before at times where it's like, hey, we know that we've been pretty busy lately, but you guys understand that we're not just trying to do, like, we're not trying to do regular stuff around here. Like, we're trying to do things for ourselves.
But I also want it to get their in, because then that would help me. You already know mommy guilt. If I get any mommy guilt, I'm shutting doors. I am just like shutting doors. I did that. I chased the dollar. I chased success in Legal Shield. Yeah. And I wasn't doing everything correctly, right? I wasn't doing everything I needed to do because my mindset was different. I was younger, you know? And now that I know what I know, I'm not okay with you putting our kids to bed every day or to sleep every day. I mean, back then you were doing a lot of that. And I'm so glad that they were little, you know, that they don't really even remember that. Yeah. But I remember that. And I'm not willing to do that again.
Right.
For no amount of money. But I know who I am today and where I stand. You know? And so when I told the kids this, later on that day, my class started. And they both, I didn't even ask them. They both came in and were sitting in. and listening and responding to what she was saying.
That's cool.
And they understood. Like they were taking, they were both so excited about it.
That's awesome.
And Joey's like, okay, Mom, what do I need to do to help you make $1 million? Like, that's what he told me.
Because I want to
What do I need to do? He's like, can I have that book? Because I was taking all the, the notes. He wants that book.
Yeah.
He wants all the notes that I was taking.
That's funny.
He's my little, I think he's money motivated, Joey.
Yeah.
I think he may be money motivated. There's things that helping people, the 4 different personalities.
Yeah.
I think he might be a shark. A shark means money,
well,
money.
Yeah, I don't know about the money motivated. I don't like that. But
that's not always bad, dude.
What I'm saying,
because he has a good heart. So as long as he has a good heart,
I know, but enough is enough sometimes. That's another issue that we need to work out with these kids. If you want to get real,
yeah,
there's too much I want, and it's constant fucking buying shit,
right?
And I don't like it.
Why are you throwing out bombs?
I'm just saying, because do you agree or not?
No, I do, but he also makes his money too. What can I do to make money?
And that is part of it is the appreciation and not having entitled kids. It's all that's all a part of it.
I don't want to talk that down because that is not a bad motivator. It's just when money, the root of evil. You have 100 money, right?
You have 100 transformers. You don't need 101.
Well, no, gratitude. Yes, teaching gratitude, which we do. Maybe we need to do more of. Maybe I don't know. I think it's just him. He's, but I don't want to take that from him because it's not a bad thing. It is a bad thing if he has his heart is not right. But you and I both know that he's a loving boy, and he's young. He's only 10.
Yeah, but there's something there. It's a sign. There are signs that something is not right. And when you get a brand new toy and you're already looking up the next one that you want, that is a sign that something is not right.
What do you mean not right? Within him?
That we aren't doing something right.
Oh, okay.
Because when you get a brand new fucking thing, like, oh my God, I just got it. Fucking toss it. What's the next one I want? Mm-hmm. That's not good. Do you agree or not?
Yeah, it's not the next day.
No, it's almost immediately.
So Joey has this transformer combo thing that has different transformers that makes one big one.
Just listen. None of that matters. Mm-hmm. This is not a Joey issue. I think this is kids. You know what I mean? This is not something foreign. You're
making it seem like it's Joey.
This is not something foreign for parents. I think a lot of parents can relate to this shit.
Yes.
It's just something. I'm just saying that it's a sign for parents to look out for. That when they have, like today, kids have so much shit.
Yes.
That at a certain point, when they get something new, 10 minutes later, they're fucking looking up the next thing that they want. That's a sign that something's not right.
Right.
You know what I mean? There needs to be probably more of the appreciation. Maybe take some of this fucking shit. Maybe we need to go through and take all kinds of shit away.
You know what it is?
I don't know.
You know what it is?
Or maybe it's that they don't earn it. Maybe it's that they get it for free.
He does.
No, because a lot of the stuff comes from Christmas, birthdays, gifts from other people.
Right, exactly. We're not taking him to stores and saying, go ahead, baby, get what you want. Our kids are not like that. Our kids are not spoiled. Are they?
Okay. What did you do to earn money? What did I do to earn money? What do our kids do to earn money? It's not the same.
Well,
I fucking picked up cans from the trash,
you and I
washed them, took them to a fucking recycling place to get coins to turn into dollars to go buy shit. And that shit that I bought probably meant a lot more to me than the free shit that they
because
get.
You didn't have, you grew up in a different environment.
That's what I'm talking about.
But Joey, him washing cars and him going and selling his books and wanting to do a lemonade stand to make money to, picking up, going. And
all I'm saying is that when parents have, I think sometimes when parents have more money, when you start making a little bit more money, it's easier to give kids bullshit jobs. Like, oh, fucking pick up that piece of paper and I'll give you $5. But
do we do that? You're over-exaggerating.
No, sometimes it's like, oh, I need some money for something. It's like, okay, well,
I haven't cleaned my bathroom. That's a pretty big job there.
There's a lot of, that's what I'm saying. When I was did you get paid for fucking cleaning bathrooms as a kid? Because I know for fucking 100% I did not.
I'm just saying.
Did you ever? No.
No, I didn't.
Exactly.
I didn't. But
and neither
I'm
did I. Not one penny for cleaning a fucking toilet.
Our kids make money.
Exactly.
They know what to do to make money. We've talked to them about how to make money when they want something.
I understand. What I'm saying is the appreciation. It's a lot. Like if I need $10 to go buy a toy, and mom and dad know that I need $10 to go buy a toy, so go throw out the trash, pick this shit up over here, and I give you $10. We go buy the toy.
He's exaggerating. Our kids.
That doesn't happen?
No. Their chores. They don't even get paid for their chores.
Babe, you're not listening to what I'm saying. When you know that they want something and they need another $10 and they're asking you for shit to do to make money, did that happen to you as a kid?
Oh, no.
No, you had to figure it out.
Dude, we were broke.
That's why I'm saying that when we would get stuff, it meant more. That's why now he will go and get a toy, and then 10 minutes later, they're looking at another toy. 10 minutes later, they're talking about what else they want to buy. Because the money, it comes so easy.
I don't know. I don't agree with you. We're going to have to agree to disagree.
You guys let us know. Call us at 480-331-9846.
I'm just thinking, I'm not thinking of other kids. I'm thinking of our kids. Like I'm thinking about like Joey and it's not like, we're buying toys for them like every time we go out or do something. Like he knows how to, he works for his stuff.
I think sometimes it happens when you start making more. Like it didn't happen to me because my dad wasn't just going to fucking give me money like that. Well, he didn't have money to just give me like that. So I had to go to the park and dig through trash to get cans. I had to go fold up pizza boxes at the place down the street to get a little bit of money. Like I would go ask places, what can I do to make some money?
Babe, you can't have both. You can't talk to our kids about the money we have in our bank and how we make money. And I help Audrey do invoices. They know we make money. They know we're not broke. So we're teaching them about money. So they know we have money.
What?
I don't know.
It's all getting back to the appreciation of it.
Okay.
You're missing the entire, that's the point I'm trying to make.
So you're saying that Joey is not grateful.
How many of the Transformers that he has did he earn and buy and pay for himself without any of our help? And our help includes when he says, I need $10 and you give him some bullshit jobs around the house so that he can earn $10.
I don't know. I think he has some, not
the majority or the minority? Because
he's gotten a lot from your mom. Your mom also for birthdays. Gifts.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm talking about.
But everybody, we all receive stuff for our birthdays and for Christmas and for Valentine's and for...
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Thanks, babe.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not going to agree with you, right, guys? I mean, hey, they need some kind of action on this, podcast. This is a real podcast. We talk about real things, so...
I'm just saying it's different. Like it's hard to when you have so much and you can just go like we went to Walmart today. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that's fucking normal shit. Kids are always looking at toys. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. For me, going down the toy aisle, it was like a dream because I knew that I'm probably a lot of times I'm just looking at shit that I'm going to get. Right. If I want to get it, I'm going to have to figure out how I want to get it. Or I'm going to have to wait till my birthday or Christmas or some special occasion.
Okay.
Special occasion.
Yes.
Or I earn it myself.
And Joey doesn't do that, babe? He doesn't do that?
Okay.
I don't understand.
All right, I'll start pointing it out when we start coming home with shit all the time. And when shit's just being ordered and sent to the house all the time. I'll start pointing it out.
I think you should.
I think it might be a part of the society today. Like it's easy to buy shit. Shit's you just click and it's sent to the house. But I mean, you guys know it's nonstop every day. Tell me more out of the 7 days of the week. Sometimes there's more days that the doorbell is ringing because there's a package being dropped off than days that there isn't.
For the kids?
For the entire house. That's the consumer thing. You know what I mean?
I just told you today we were shopping on Amazon for school supplies and
not being grateful and thankful when you can't have enough and your doorbell's constantly ringing with Amazon packages.
Okay. So that's a different subject. I was talking about our kid.
It's the same shit.
I understand what you're saying, but they work for their stuff. And maybe it's we have them doing something around the house. but they're working for it, and it's very rare that it's something around the house.
Yes, I agree with you. They work in 2022 times, like it for the year 2022. They work. I'll agree with that. But for the days that me and you grew up,
yeah,
and for the times before that, they barely do shit. Because back in the day, kids their age were fucking milking cows and doing all kinds of other. I know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is that times are different.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Which makes it easier to not appreciate stuff, to be able to get something and want something new.
I agree with you that there's, today there are, a lot of, it's not even kids, it's just people that are not grateful. Well, I can't even say that. That's kind of hard. But it's like we want. You want to keep up with the Joneses next door. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep up with the newest cars, the newest television, the newest this, the newest that. But that's not us. That's not who we are. And the kids, I think, see that. And we talk about gratitude and we teach them about working for what they have.
It rubs off, but it's one of those things that, like, it's constant. Just got to beat it into their fucking head. Well, I think it's one of those things that is just constantly, they learn it by influence and just by constantly repeating it and seeing it and doing things. And
yep. And that's how we all learn.
And charity.
I know me.
Doing
That's
things,
what I was going to tell you.
All that stuff.
Because we used to do a lot of that, which we don't mention it on here, but going out and feeding the homeless and doing all that. That we need to do more of because we stopped doing it. And I think that there will help them to see and recognize, oh, okay, that's where that comes from, especially with them where they know we have money. They know what we do. We talk to them about real estate. We talk to them, So I think that there would increase their gratitude and appreciation for where they are.
Or is it getting into that consumer, like, I don't know. People get into that, like, consumer. It's just nonstop.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a mentality or a role. I mean, sometimes people, like, I think we've gotten into it where it's just nonstop fucking shit coming. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then before you know, it's like, damn, we ordered a lot of shit this week. I'm sure a lot of people have felt that way. Amazon's pretty fucking good. That then there's a reason why Jeff Bezos is a fucking billionaire.
What was the last thing you bought that you didn't need?
Shit. Let me look.
For reals. Yeah. Look on your phone.
Babe, the glasses, all kinds of shit.
Oh, that was your Father's Day, and those were only freaking $25.
Do you need them?
What the hell?
No,
babe, you don't need them.
No, there's
you
a lot.
Wanted them.
It's kind of, we were talking about
being a minimalist.
Wine.
I was talking about that.
No, we were talking about just before the podcast. We were talking about wine. Or Audrey, when we went to go buy, I went to go buy a beer, and I went to get you something to drink, and Audrey was talking about ice cream, like the ice cream challenge that you didn't tell me about. That she was telling you. She said you were gonna cut out all the fucking ice cream from our lives. Oh, and I need to talk to you about that shit. We got some shit to settle. Actually, we're gonna settle it right now here on this podcast. We're gonna have a fucking a fight about ice cream. No, yeah, she told me about that.
Yeah.
But I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, you don't need ice cream. It's something that you want.
Right.
But when we were kind of getting ready for the podcast, I was like, do you want something? You're like, oh, I don't need. I was like, I didn't say, it's not a need. Do you want it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's like stuff that we don't need. We just fucking want it and we order it and buy it.
Right. And that's the thing. It's being in the front, just keeping it on top of mind is asking yourself, do I need this or do I want this?
Real quick on a finance tip. If you're getting in that mode, but the way you're buying all this shit is on a credit card, that's a problem.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Because you're going to get yourself in a gigantic hole. If like you're in a routine of like, I buy this, buy that, whatever I see, I like it, I buy it. Mm-hmm. I mean, because we're also, we buy some things, but we're also conscious of the money that we have. You know what I mean? Like if we can't do it, we'll figure out how we can do it.
I'm just like, you're talking about all this spending money, and I'm like, I don't remember the last time I bought me a pair of shoes or went out shopping.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just, But no, you're right. I mean, today when we were shopping on Amazon, I told you, for Audrey's school supply, I'm like, oh my God, this is
Toys.
scary.
I mean,
this is scary because your card, all your information is in there, and it's like,
click,
put in the cart, buy now. Okay. Cards there. Yes. You select the card. Yes. And boom, you're done. I'm like,
yep. You know what's another great website? OppositesAttractPodcast.com. Make sure you guys go to it. And when you guys go there, you'll be able to see our resource list. When that pops up, if you put in your name and your email like we were talking about before, you'll be able to download that. And when you're there, you can follow all of our social media. You can watch the podcast there. You can listen to it there. And when you go there, you can click the support the show link. If you hit the menu button, you'll see that. And that'll take you to our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase doesn't cost anything extra, but it helps out the show when you do that. And you'll see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency. So if you're in the process of selling, refinancing, or purchasing a home, you can let your title office know, or your escrow officer know, that you would like to use Trust Inc. And we'll be happy to help you close your loan.
Yep. And you can go to Trust Inc. directly by going to trustinkusa.com. And also when you're on Amazon, if you search Opposites Attract Podcast t-shirt, phone case, pop socket, you'll be able to see some of our merch. And also we're affiliates with Pinwheel, which is the best smartphone available for kids. It has GPS tracking. You can see all the text message logs, the call logs. You can install apps that are appropriate for the kids. If you want to know more information, you can go to pinwheel.com and use promo code OAPTEN to get 10% off of a Pinwheel phone. And we also have Buy Me a Coffee.
Yes. So if you would like to buy us a coffee or a drink, you can go to buymeacoffee. I always get this wrong. /OppositePod.com.
No. Opposite Pod.
See,
Buy me a coffee.
I always get that wrong.
/Opposite Pod.
That's why I tell you, we need to record this and just put it in. Anyways.
It's only episode 188.
Yeah, it's only. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Woo! Wait, no. Can I get that?
What would it have been?
Oh, my goodness.
I switched it.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what it's on. I switched it.
Boing.
But anyway. So, yeah. Buymeacoffee.com /OppositePod. That's a virtual coffee that you guys can buy us. Like we've said before, if we meet you at a coffee shop, a bar, we'd love to get to know you. And if you guys want to buy us a coffee, you guys can do it there.
So, as you mentioned earlier, is there anything else that you would like to add to the last topic?
The kids have too much shit. If I didn't get that point across, I'd like to get it across now.
Anyways, whatever. So you were gone, as I mentioned earlier, you were gone for quite some time, and you came home, and, I was, in need. And so this, we're gonna talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things.
And the bad things.
That can be. Is that what it says?
That can be. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about that because the last few episodes, we were talking about communication.
Yeah.
And
you wanted to talk about communication in the bedroom.
Yes. Intimacy. Yes. Because a lot of times if you and your partner cannot communicate and talk about what's for dinner or your feelings or your emotions or what they did made you feel this way. When it's time to get kinky or get intimate, it's going to be tough to communicate your needs and what you're feeling and what you want and how you want it. No. and so, Miguel and I have been together for going on 14 years, July 21st.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yes. And we've been together though for 15, and it took us some time to get that down.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And so when Miguel came home, it's been a minute, and we had a kid in the bed, so we had to wait till the kid got out. Miguel had no idea what was coming, by the way, ladies. He had no idea. I had plans the night before, and so I got up.
But you were fasting and falling asleep.
Yeah.
You have been fasting for days. That's why I said fasting, that shit, the good activities for fasting, meditating, praying, and falling asleep. Those are the good ones for you.
No, because you don't actually sleep
fasting.
that well. You don't sleep that
really?
well at times because you're
hungry.
You're hungry. Yeah.
Because you're so hungry.
But anyways, no, sometimes you get good sleep, but it's like you go up and down. Don't get me off track, dude. We're talking about sex right now, okay?
All right.
This is what people want. You know that, right?
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
their request. They want more sex, more sex.
What they want.
Ooh. Anyways, no. So I get up in the morning. The night before I had some tuna. So I had a little bit, right? That's what I had for dinner. Anyway, so I had a little bit of energy for the morning. I knew that I need something. Yeah. So anyways, I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, and I shave everything. And
you do
so
your thing.
And then I know how you like some baby oil. You like to be slip sliding. So I decided to put some baby oil on.
Slip a slide.
And so I walk out and I'm all excited. But thank God I had a towel on because our son was in the bed. And I'm like, oh, hell no. He's still... I thought, because I had thought so we ended up having to kick him out. But, I talked to Miguel and I'm like, yo, dude.
Let's go.
What's up? And he smelled the baby oil. So he already knew what was up.
I knew it was going down.
And so, normally, how do I normally want it?
You like it a little rough.
I like it a little rough?
A little bit.
And, in order to communicate, and to, talk to Miguel and tell him where I'm at today, you have to have built that trust with one another. You have to be able to speak your truth and be vulnerable and be okay with, just being you and expressing what it is that you want.
Yeah.
And with you, like at times I was more of the talker. I would talk and tell you, and now you've gotten pretty good at it. Yeah. You now, have opened up, and you express what it is that you want. But you hadn't always done that.
Yeah.
What got you? What did I do? Because I know that there's couples and they're like, all right, you guys, you're saying this and this and that, but we need to know what you did to get there because we are not there. So I want you to help your men out, right? I want you to share, what is it that I did to make you feel comfortable enough to express yourself and, and let me know what it is that you want. Like, what is it? What did I do to? And women, listen up and take your notes out. Take notes, take your pen out and start jotting it down. No.
Thanks, babe. No, I think kind of like what we've talked about. It's kind of corny or whatever, but we've talked about like on the previous podcast, the communication, I think it starts outside of the bedroom. Like if you start to communicate, because like if you don't communicate in your relationship, you're not going to communicate in the bedroom.
Right.
That's just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to start. And if you don't communicate in your relationship now, then you have to start there first.
Right.
With the little things, kind of like we've talked about in the past, expressing your emotions little by little, stuff like that. And then that can start working its way also into the bedroom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what would you say is the biggest thing that caught you off guard?
The ball in the mouth thing. That was kind of crazy, babe. No, I'm just kidding.
Seriously, can you think of something that I asked you to do that you were like, no, babe, I don't know.
No, but what I'm saying, like when it comes to communication and just kind of talking in the bedroom, I think sometimes people take things personal. It's like if you tell me that you want something different than what I'm doing, kind of like what we were saying, right? What you were just talking about, right?
Can you let them know? Like
let me finish. What you were saying is typically you like it a little bit rougher. And I don't think it's that it's rough. It's that you just want to be kind of, want hands.
What he means,
listen, babe,
sometimes I want to be choked.
Hey,
sometimes
let me
I want to be
finish.
spanked.
Can I finish my sentences, my own sentences? Thank you, babe. What I'm saying is that sometimes, like, you want to be handled, kind of. It's not like you want to be slapped around and shit like that, but you want right. But today it was different. It was like you wanted me to put my hands on you more, like feel you
caress,
more caressing, not as hard, right? Grabbing
like
you
gripping.
and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might feel like, well, like you don't like what I'm doing. Am I not doing it right? And it's like taking it personal instead of just listening and taking it in and just like you're trying to satisfy your partner. That's essentially what it, like if you take care of them, they're going to take care of you, right? Mm-hmm. You give them what they want. Like it's not always the same all the time, but some people I think take it like, oh, try this, or it's like, oh, well, like I don't know. Sometimes it's a mentality. It's like just being open. I don't know. I've never been really uptight about shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, then and for someone that may be uptight or may not be open because maybe you feel that your wife is not, she wouldn't be good at receiving what your needs are, you are mistaken.
Look, everybody has things that they're into. They have sexual desires. There's things that they like. Like sometimes people, I've also heard some people say, it's like they get that thought like, well, where did you get that from? Or who did you do that with? And it's like that will just completely ruin everything that you're trying to do or everything that you guys have going on in that moment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like be there with your partner. If they're telling you something, listen. Maybe they're telling you that because they like it or they saw it and they want to try it or they've thought about it and they want to do it. It's not just fucking listen and be there with them.
But that's why what you just shared, you have to communicate. Because I may not be okay with you strapping me down, right?
Right.
I may not be okay with that.
But you
are.
But
if you, yes, but you already know me. But if I wasn't, like, you're not just going to break out the straps and the whip and the pillows. No.
I was just thinking, this is going to be my reminder on the podcast. I need to get the whip sound.
You're not just going to break that out because then, I mean, it's like, wait a minute. We've never done this before. I mean, where'd you get this from? I can see where that can happen.
Why do I smell gasoline in the bedroom? Like,
there has to be communication. It's like, hey, baby. Like talk to her. But that's what I'm saying. Your communication outside the bedroom, you guys have to get it to that point to where you guys are okay with talking with each other and speaking your truth and being vulnerable and being fun together. Like you got to get it there. And there are many episodes before this, you guys, that will help you to break through that communication barrier where you're just able to talk to your partner about everything.
It is crazy because it does have to do with all of that. Because like I said, the communication has to happen. Like when the communication, the talks that we have, like we talk about serious shit. We joke around. Like we talk about everything. So when it comes to talking in the bedroom, like we're just still talking.
Right.
It's not a crazy thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're just communicating like we always do.
Right.
It's just a little bit more intimate and we're doing something different.
So you have to have it down. But like I was saying, if you're wanting to try something new, if it's something like way different, like if it's just a cock ring, that's not something you have to communicate. Ooh, surprise her with that. Yeah. That is so fun.
Yeah.
Just throw it on and surprise her with it. But if she is that quiet type and that, kind of that, what is it that where she's more to herself? What's the word? Damn it. Anyways, if she's more to herself, more quiet, more timid, you don't want to break out the swing. Like you don't want to do that.
Scare the poor girl.
You don't want to do that.
The fuck did I sign up for?
You want to break it in slowly.
Do all women want that shit secretly?
I can't speak for all women.
You are the spokesperson for all women right now. Do they all kind of secretly want that shit? To be tied
I would have to say yes. But that's me, man. That's me.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard.
Hey.
Anyways.
What are you doing? Go upstairs. It's not over yet. We got a couple minutes.
Hijo. Ooh,
I don't think they caught that. He just came downstairs for a second.
Okay. All right, I was just getting worked
That's
up.
as real. That's as real as it gets.
For reals. This is like when you're about
and
to
with
do
that,
it. And
make sure.
wait. It's like when you're getting heated, when you're ready to go.
That's a perfect fucking example right there.
And a kid comes in, knocking at the door, saying, "Mom, Mom," and you guys are like in the heat of the moment. Oh my God. Exactly. Exactly. Anyways, you have to break her in slowly, or even him. It's like, hey, I'm not going to put like my thumb in your butt. I'm going to start with my pinky. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to surprise you with the butt plug before I surprise you with my pinky. You got to take it slow, right? You got to introduce them. But before you introduce them, talk to them about something.
Right. You got to communicate outside the bedroom first.
That's right. That's right. Or while you're in the bedroom and say, hey, baby, why don't we try something new? Well, what are you thinking about? Well, what would you like? How about you ask her, hey, what would you like to try?
Yeah.
What is something new that you would like?
Go to the store together. We talked about that with the 30-day love challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to the, store. There's castles, there's fascinations.
They have different ones all over the place.
Just find one and take her in. And trust me, it is going to feel uncomfortable. It is. I remember going with you for the first time, and it was a bit awkward, a little bit.
And this is the other thing is, instead of, some people get defensive or uptight about certain things, or I think the focus always has to be on pleasing each other. Like, is it something that's going to be pleasurable for each other? Is it something that you guys are cool with? If it is, go for it.
Let's talk about what you just said. Women, men, listen. If you are feeling uptight, insecure, something's going on, maybe one of the other parties cheated in the relationship, I could totally understand why you're feeling the way you feel. Those are things that you need to work through. Like, you have to work through all the ugliness. You have to be able to get through that. And here comes the coach in me. It's a whole different podcast that we can talk about, but know that you can work through it. You can work through broken trust. There's a couple of things that you and I have dealt with in the past, which, we can talk about maybe on a different podcast, but you do have to get through. You have to get over that, because other than that, you are going to it's going to be hard, to move forward to where you trust that individual with everything, so take the time that you need to heal, to process, to forgive, to let go. You have to be able to do that. And that's why I'm wanting to coach, because I want to help people, couples, get through those hard times so that you guys can
bust more nuts,
live happily ever after, and bust more nuts, as Miguel said. No.
And with that, no more perfect way to end the podcast. Make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. You guys can watch the podcast there. Like I said before, you can listen to it there. We definitely appreciate all you guys' support. Like I said before, something that we never do. Wherever you're at, wherever you're listening to it, wherever you're watching it, leave us a comment, like, subscribe if you've made it this far. Everybody that's listening, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes. We love you guys. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast, where we get better
together.
Bye.
Bye.